Now we got to go out and perform.
Welcome to Chicago.
SportsTownChicago.com.
O'Hare.
Broadcasting live from Sportstown Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
SportsTownChicago.com.
O'Hare.
Broadcasting live from Sportstown Chicago. Broadcast home for your Windy City Bulls and Chicago Dogs. We're in a league of our own.
Now, here's your SportsTownChicago.com
update. At 8:42, I'm Matt DonLee with your SportsTownChicago.com update, brought to you by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to BeOnAir.com. Rushing, receiving, and scoring galore for Jameer Gibbs as he's doing it all for the Lions on Thursday Night Football as they lead the Cowboys 17-6 with 4 minutes left in the first half. Gibbs is the leading receiver and rusher for the Lions as he has a touchdown on 18 yards on the ground, adding 45 yards on 4 receptions. Former Bear David Montgomery added a 35-yard touchdown rush to extend the Lions' lead late in the second. Tonight, the Blackhawks look to bounce back against the Kings in Los Angeles after their shootout loss Tuesday to the Golden Knights. That game will be at 9 on ESPN+. Following their 5th straight loss last night against the Nets, the Bulls look to regroup tomorrow night against the Pacers at the United Center. After last night's game, head coach Billy Donovan spoke on how injuries are impacting the team's success.
Now we got to go out and perform. And any NBA team, when you lose players, there's always an impact on your team. It's just the reality. It's not an excuse. Different guys want opportunities. I think some of the challenge for us tonight was the primary ball handling problems. To answer your question, I just believe if you've got 10 guys out there and they're all committed to helping and working with each other and covering for each other, I'm not saying you're going to win every game, but you can be in a game.
That audio courtesy of the NBA. Ayo Dosunmu joins the long injury list as he is questionable for tomorrow's game with right thumb sprain. Tomorrow's game is at 7 on Chicago Sports Network. Practice was back underway at Hallis Hall for the Bears after an off day yesterday. Wide receiver DJ Moore was named as the Bears' Walter Payton Man of the Year representative. Earlier today, cornerback Nashawn Wright was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Month in November as he totaled 3 interceptions and 2 fumble recoveries throughout the month. This has been your SportsTownChicago.com update, brought to you by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to BeOnAir.com.
And you will respect my authority. Me too,
And now, it's time for the Matt and Lee Sports Talk Show. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another edition of the DonLee Sports Talk Show. I'm Matt, and that's Lee, and we've got a couple special guests in-house tonight. We've got the hosts of the 5th quarter here on Chicago Sportstown here. We've got Adam, and we've got Josh. How we doing, boys?
Doing great.
Great, man.
Nice to have you.
Glad to be here.
Feels weird being on the opposite side after about 2 hours.
I know, right? Just recently, I was on the 5th quarter, and I was in the guest spot, so it's a little flip of roles here.
Absolutely. It's fun, isn't it?
It is. And today, we're going to be talking a few different things. We're going to be talking about championship week here in college football this upcoming weekend. We're going to be talking about standout players so far in college men's basketball, and then we're going to be talking at the end about the late game woes for the Blackhawks so far this season. We're going to get it started today with championship week, though. So we've got our just checking out the camera there. We've got our Alabama guy here in Adam. Recently in some previous shows, I've been talking about Ohio State, but I think we've all got a pretty good, well-rounded grasp of what's going to be happening here in championship weekend. And so I'm going to start with Adam here. My first question for you is, as Alabama has 2 losses,
yes,
what does this championship game mean, not only in terms of, winning the SEC, which is huge.
Oh, yeah.
How does that impact their postseason outlook as a whole, this championship game?
Well, beating Georgia a second time as a fan would be fantastic. But overall, Alabama, you get number one, you potentially clinch the bye week, which would be also very huge for us. And on the other end of it, if we lose, we need Texas Tech to beat BYU in terms of clinching scenarios as a non-bye seed. And how that would happen, again, Tech would need to win, but their defense is fantastic. Overall, Alabama, I would say, if we win, I think it would show a lot to the character of this team, how I think we beat Ohio State, how we beat Georgia the first time, and Athens, which, again, not an easy task, very hard. But, again, it shows that we could persevere through, beating these big teams. And I think two more things to mention, and as I always say it, can the offensive line, keep upright? Can they not, will the pocket stay the same? Will it not? Will it collapse? Will it, stay? A couple of question marks we got there, especially for a team like a juggernaut of Georgia. The second one is, will Ty Simpson, make a couple of those mistakes he's made the last couple of weeks? Or will he be, a calm, pass heavy guy who can, could run when need be? We will see. This game will determine a lot, but I think overall, I think Bama can do it again.
And when it comes to, I'm going to ask Josh this question here. When it comes to the fact that Alabama's already beat Georgia once so far this year, do you think that the committee is going to be, kind of going off of Adam's point here, do you think that the committee would be harsh on Alabama having that third loss if they were to lose? Or do we think that the fact that they've already beaten them once so far this season, do we think that that will go into maybe some grace for Alabama if they do happen to lose?
I think in terms of if they lose, I think the committee, it's over with. I think they see that Alabama lost 3, and they're like, well, you can't let somebody who lost 3 in, and they kind of put that in the back of their head. But if they do win, it's kind of like, well, they beat Georgia twice. So now it's on Georgia. It looks bad on Georgia, the fact that they lost twice. So it's kind of like a flip situation. So I don't know. That's a good dilemma.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at their entire resume, I know that the College Football Playoff Committee has come out and said explicitly that they are not going to punish teams too harshly in their conference championship games if they lose. However, having that third loss, now you're going up against other 3-loss teams like Texas, who's made a good case in saying, hey, we went out, we scheduled that early game against Ohio State, and we lost. I know that, the committee said, hey, it's not that you lost to Ohio State, it's that you lost to Florida. And so, Alabama would have 3 decent losses there. I think they'd still get in over that. But at the same time, who knows? Anything can happen. We've seen some weird things happen so far throughout the history of the college football playoff for sure. And I guess we'll have to see. And Lee, what do we think here? Do you have any thoughts about who is going to come out more victorious here? I know that Alabama's already gotten the head-to-head win earlier in the season. Yeah. This game is essentially a home game in Atlanta, just about an hour from Athens, Georgia. Do you think that that's going to play a key factor in that game there, the fact that it is essentially a de facto home game for Georgia?
I do think so. I think that Georgia has been waiting for this moment, especially being in an underdog slot, so to speak. A huge rivalry, of course, but I think that ATO energy will probably give them a bigger prevail. Now, as far as Bama just being a pushover because they're in ATO, I doubt it highly. Obviously, they're going to fight to the T. I know Adams. I got the magnifying glass on me right now.
Pushover?
Can't never call Bama a pushover.
Hey, we've had some interesting wins over the years.
Hey, there's always a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype and crazy stuff happens. So, I personally, I think that Ohio State, is in the position of to win it. Technically speaking, but.
Yeah, and going with Ohio State there, the other major conference championship game that we have here is Ohio State and Indiana. And a similar question that you asked me earlier on the fifth quarter, I'll ask you right back to you, Adam. Okay. What does Indiana have to do to win in this game against Ohio State?
Defense. Their defense is really good. And to be able to contain Fernando Mendoza in the pocket. Don't let him get these big passes. Don't let him get 10-yard passes. Don't get him first down passes. Keep him contained, collapse the pocket, keep just containment. Yep. Because he's bigger on the passing game more than the running game. Because, nowadays, QBs need to be both. But he's still, again, more of a passer in my eyes than a runner. As we've seen, he's thrown some phenomenal passes. As long as you can keep them contained in pocket again, and also on the outside as well. Can the secondary be able to, double team their number one? Can they, block the short routes? These are big questions. Again, but at the end of the day, Indiana's unproven against teams like the Ohio State. So, with that being said, can Ohio State, sack Mendoza plenty of times?
They've got that dominant defensive line, and I don't know if you saw they released some of the defensive awards for the Big Ten, and Ohio State kind of swept that on defense. I mean, that's as impressive as you look at Ohio State with their offense. That defense is truly remarkable.
Oh yes,
yeah. I mean,
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much for Caleb Downs.
And Julian Sam.
And Julian. I mean, but I don't want to hurt you too much here, Adam. But can you imagine if they were on Alabama right now? No. That'd be a different story, maybe. But at the same time, you never know with the chemistry and the team around them.
You know that meme with Steve Carell crying that's me right now.
Yeah. That was the shot fire when I'm like, when it comes to Alabama and Georgia, it's kind of like, I'm really rooting for Ohio State. So this is kind of just a privy on what I think may happen between them.
The one thing that bothers me is the bandwagon fans. Always bothers me.
Yeah.
And I'm, especially like the big school bandwagon fans, they get annoying.
Yeah.
They're like,
I hope I'm one.
Name this guy in the secondary. Okay. Name the third wide receiver. It's like, yeah, Jeremiah Smith, or that Jermaine Bernard come on,
I get that all the time. Living here in Chicago, having that, you're just a bandwagon Ohio State fan. I'll tell you this, my dad's from Columbus. Probably my first ever picture was in an Ohio State onesie. Yeah. So I got to just have that picture ready to go in my wallet and be like, look at this bandwagon here. Been rocking it for yeah.
No, I just saw a spicy Ohio State hoodie when I was coming out of 8th grade, nice. Obviously we're having the Bulls colors all the time on, black and red, in Chicago. So that Ohio State hoodie smacked, and I was instantly a fan when D'Lo went over there. When Russell was playing for him and whatnot, it was interesting to watch him. Sometimes it had me aspiring, like I would probably go to school here.
That was cool to watch him play basketball there.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. So
got a question for you here, Josh. Is there any position group that Indiana has the upper hand at, or does Ohio State just kind of sweep the talent in all the categories?
Indiana don't got one strength on Ohio State.
Not even quarterback. A lot of people have been saying Fernando.
I'm not gonna lie.
The Heisman odds would say Mendoza, but I mean that's just the odds.
A lot of it depends on the O line.
I do depend on. I'm not gonna lie, but the Indiana he nice though. But. Nah, bro. They don't got no upper hand, bro. But he's nice though. Indiana, he's nice, but they got no upper hand. No, none. Zero. I don't think they have any.
I will say this for the Hoosiers: if their O line can play at least somewhat okay against the defense of Ohio State, they have a chance.
He'll make plays.
And again, it goes for both sides. Which O line will hold up? The longest to see who will, who has the better passing. It's going to be a battle. I think a lot of this will kind of hinge on a offense versus defense battle, defense more or less for Ohio State, offense for Indiana, because in this case, with you guys just blowing out every team, it doesn't matter who you guys play against, hopefully not Bama.
Right.
And then with Indiana, they got to, throw the ball downfield in order to, maybe throw you guys off or throw Ohio State off. So it's going to be an interesting battle in how, certain pieces are placed throughout the field.
Well, before we move on to some other conference championship games here, I'll give you a little insight as to what Indiana can do in order to kind of take advantage of that Ohio State secondary. A fatal flaw that I've been frustrated with for years watching Ohio State is the corners do not turn their head and look at the ball when it is thrown at them. And so you saw that with Michigan. I mean, the only passing attack, if you even want to call it, in the Ohio State-Michigan game was when they would target the Ohio State corners to just draw a pass interference. They had no desire to complete that pass. They were just like, let's just get a free 15 right here. So, I mean, if Indiana can kind of key into that and expose, we saw that last year with Oregon. They exposed the Ohio State corners. Yep. Maybe that might be something with Omar Cooper in Indiana there. But moving on here a little bit, What do we think? I'll start with Adam, but I'll make my way around. What do we think about the fact that a currently 7-5 Duke is one game away from making the college football playoff? Do we think that automatic qualifier is a good thing, or do we think that it's kind of disgraceful and a little disrespectful to some other teams to say, yeah, well, you won the ACC, so you get in over some other deserving teams, maybe like Vanderbilt? Adam, what do you think about potentially 7-5 Duke getting in?
Disgraceful is, I think, the nice way to put it. The ACC is a joke. I mean, you look at it like, how do you have a 7-5 in the championship game? I would have Miami over Duke in this scenario.
I don't even really understand that tiebreaker process, but I guess somehow Duke won the 6-2 tiebreaker in the ACC there. It's
kind of why the ACC is kind of buns. I mean, I don't know what the heck's going on with them. I mean, it's been everything in the ACC has been reversed. You would have thought with Bill Belichick going to UNC, like, oh, we're going to win. You're not even close to bowl eligibility, 4-8. Look at Florida State. They have a bad record. Clemson, they barely made one. Miami, they're going to make one, but it might be the Pop-Tart Bowl again. So,
that Pop-Tart's nice, though.
Hey, you know what?
The
s'mores Pop-Tarts, especially if they're in a toaster. Oh. The point,
about food now.
Hey man, something's open, right? But I think that overall the ACC, what are they doing, man? Because Virginia, I understand that I never thought they'd make the ACC championship, but I mean, you got Miami, Georgia Tech. Like, why Duke of all of them?
Yeah, I don't really understand the tiebreaker process, but I mean, the ACC has been designated as a Power 4 conference, and I understand they've got the likes of Florida State and Clemson and Georgia Tech, and yeah, they've got good teams in there. But I mean, what do you think about this, Josh? Do you think that it should be more based on year to year, like who are the best 4 conferences, or do you think it's always got to be Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC there?
I think it's really just I think it's yearly. It should be a yearly thing because I feel like obviously with Duke being 7-5, being 7-5 and having a chance to be in the playoff is just like what are we doing? Like there's no interest in the world. What are we doing? Like we got Miami, who's a way better team, even though they lost to Louisville, they have to slip this off who lost to Louisville. They're still better. Georgia Tech better. There's so many teams in that conference better, and it's like the processing of that is just I don't know. I can't get behind it. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
You also consider too that we got the Group of 5 championship game that needs to be played as well.
Yeah,
because that's already an automatic bye for whichever that
Tulane, North Texas.
Tulane, right? That's right. Okay. That's gonna be
interesting. I mentioned it a couple of times. I think a couple on your show and one's on my show. But the Group of 5 championship has been, or the 2 teams to play for that has just been like a cycle of like, how the hell do you lose to these teams?
Yeah,
like Memphis was in the USF.
They had a good run.
USF, Memphis, Tulane,
UAB how? It's like a cycle of like losing to mid to bad teams.
Yeah,
and it seems like Tulane and North Texas are going to be playing in what, the mid-loss bowl?
Right.
The mid-loss is
crazy.
Last question for you here, Lee.
Yeah.
Is BYU is 11-1. They lost to Texas Tech earlier in the season, and they are currently in the Big 12 championship game, playing once again Texas Tech. If they were to lose, they would be 11-2, but they are currently projected as one of the first teams out of the college football playoff. Do you think that is fair to BYU to only lose to one team the entire season, albeit maybe twice? But do you think that is fair to then, they made the conference championship game, to leave them out?
No, I mean, you definitely got to see a little bit of lopsidedness there, I would say. I think that, we talk about the ACC being a joke. We also got to talk about those, those Power 4 programs kind of getting the better side of the stick in most occasions. So I think that's kind of what happens there. BYU, I will say, though, ranked number 11th, in the playoff rankings, and head coach was nominated, Roderick was nominated for A Boyles Award? What is? I don't even know what that means. What is that worthy of something?
Oh, I gotta look up the Boyles Award. That's on the top of my. I should know it by this point, but
yeah. So I was like, if that stands for something, I would give them their accolades for it. But I think that for the most part, they do go off of a pretension of competition based off who's on what team. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
of that nature. Yeah,
they've got one of the best assistant coaches, but I also think that'll probably go to one of the more higher level programs there. Go ahead, Ed.
I just wanted to mention, one last thing. Yeah. Isn't it kind of funny that the BYU head coach got bought by Crumble Cookies?
Yeah, honestly,
on a 6-year deal for millions. Like, Crumble Cookies, at least make it Insomnia. Insomnia's way better. Come on.
I'm not partial to either of those. I went to Illinois State. I do believe we had an Insomnia. I didn't eat that.
Insomnia's so good. Yeah. It's so good. Expensive, but
a little overpriced, but
I like me some Crumble.
DP Dog. Gotta love the DP Dog. Nick knows. A month into the college basketball season, we've seen some impressive performances. 25 points per game, 4 blocks per game. Our special guest will join Lee and I to break down the most impressive players so far this season.
Really, I sound a little cocky, but I think we're legends in Chicago. We really are.
SportsTownChicago.com.
We're all looking to save $1 these days, right? Well, Pino's on Man is the perfect spot for pizza lovers with the $10 and under menu that'll make your taste buds and your wallet happy. Fried chicken sandwiches, just $6. It's so good I had to start working there just to eat it every day. That's not all. Grab 2 large one-topping pizzas with extra cheesy goodness and a 2-liter soda for just $26.30. Plus, order online and get 5% off exclusive deals. Family owned and operated for 30 years. Open 7 days a week and until 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Check them out on the corner of North Main and Willoughby. Pino's on Man.
Oh my God, I need some Pookie's crack cake. Pookie's crack cakes?
Yeah, girl. You ain't never heard about the best crack cakes in Chicago?
They're right there in the Bronzeville area, right at 105 East 47th Street.
They're moist, delicious, premium homemade cakes made fresh daily. One bite and you're addicted.
They got the caramel cake, butter pecan praline, and red velvet. Ooh, and don't forget the strawberry lemonade and the chocolate Oreo dream. They're open Wednesday through Saturdays, 11 to 6 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and they're closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Early arrival is highly recommended. First come, first serve. They give out tickets at 10 a.m.
Just mention you heard it right here on Real Girl Talk Radio and you'll get a free butter cookie with your purchase. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Pookie's Crack Cakes.
Girl, where you going?
I gotta go get my crack cake.
Let's go.
Looking for a great bargain? Want to find cool collectibles? Need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swamporama. 3 great locations, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Melrose Park, and Alpha, with hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, electronics, and much, much more. Have stuff for sale? Become a Swamporama vendor and turn your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to swap-o-rama.com. Swamporama, the first name in flea markets.
There's only one place to watch your favorite sports team and have mouth-watering pizza. Come on down to Moretti's Pizzeria, where you can get a pizza for half the price every Tuesday. Try out our delicious varieties of pizza, sandwiches, and much more. I don't know about you, but a gooey mac and cheese pizza with a size of cheesy mozzarella sticks and watching sports sounds like paradise to me. Stop by at one of our 12 locations near you. We're open 7 days a week, anywhere from 10:30 a.m. to midnight. Visit our website, Moretti'sRestaurants.com, for delivery, catering, and even private parties. Moretti's, we bring the fun.
Get money for that old car sitting in your driveway today. No more insurance payments. No more playing taxi for your friends and your family. More room in your garage with Winning Auto Wrecker. Winning Auto Wrecker comes directly to you and takes that problem car away and off your hands. Call anytime, day or night at 888-555-0910. Or go to winningautorex.com and we will take that junk off your hands in no time. You win, we win with Winning Auto Wreckers.
And that's going to be run down by Haggerty, who lays it up and in for the game's first points. Haggerty strikes the 3 and he jars it.
Redshirt senior from Syracuse. And the basket and the PJ Haggerty.
Welcome back.
Oh, yeah, man. How you
Hey. Hola, bonjour, como estas, and what up, though? Okay, you're here with Lee. We're back to the DonLee show. All right. It's me, Josh, and Matt's still here, and Adam. Adam's here.
I am.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, what's up, Lee?
Next, we get into college basketball hoops right now, trying to figure out, who's next up, who's top to be talked about, most comparable, and it's going down here. It's going down here in the colorful room. I was going to say the red room. It's a notable club. Yes, it's a notable club. I was getting provocative. Matt, tell me something, man. Who you got on your mind for NCAA?
You know what? Our lead in there with the audio, PJ Haggerty, man. Back to back 30+ point games. He is insane right now. He's leading the entire college basketball in scoring with 25, averaging 25 a game, and he's kind of been all over. This is his fourth school in 4 years, but I think he might have found a little bit of a home here in Kansas State.
Nice, right?
Gets another 4 years of eligibility.
He's only a junior too.
What you think about those stats? I know you were trying to say something about that.
Yeah, because he only
37 back to back.
We did talk about it on the fifth quarter, and this guy he's a dude.
Yeah,
I mean, transferring from place to place, trying to find a home, gets to Kansas State, and he's just balling out.
Yeah.
I mean, who can stop him?
No, it doesn't look like anybody, right? I mean,
25. Sorry.
You're good. I'm with you.
25 points in the first half of the season. That's crazy.
Did you say 25 points in the first half of the season?
No, per average. Sorry.
Oh,
I got the average.
So it's so far this season he's got 25 a game.
Oh, nice.
And we kind of had this conversation yesterday with Audie Crooks about how sometimes you're playing some not so great teams early in the season.
Yeah,
we'll see if he can keep it up. Yeah,
That's
from
real.
Iowa State.
She raw.
Yeah,
she's the number one ranked.
Can Cooks keep up with providing with the last name? Can he cook? She could cook.
I mean, she's been cooking out there, but I mean, it's one of those where you've got the early season games that you can kind of go off a little bit. We'll keep monitoring him throughout the season and see if he can keep up this average. But I mean, so far, if we're just talking first month here, I think he's doing a great job.
With 4 rebounds a game and 5 assists added on as well, I'd agree with you, Joshy. Who you got on your scorecard?
Scorecard?
Yeah.
Okay, my scorecard, first of all, the first person I gotta mention is Cameron Boozer. From Duke. He looks like he can get an NBA right now. Like you could just put him in the NBA right now. Him, it looked like
freshman sensation too.
AJ DeBance is another one. He took BYU to now they're ranked. They're like top 10 or something like that. They to prominence and stuff like that. A sleeper pick. Nobody speaks on him, but he was so good in high school. He had a little troubles, but he's back now. Dior Johnson, man, I love Dior Johnson because of the story. He was so good. He played JUCO. He was doing good at JUCO. Got called up to playing D1. Now he's averaging like 20 or something like that for D1 or something like that. So
nice.
Story is good. I love to see it. And yeah, those are my players right now on top of my head. Who's balling out?
I love both of them. Dior averaging 24 points a game. Cameron as well, respectively. Cameron Boozer, and 9 rebounds to boast with that too. And they are both shooting surprisingly at 56% from the field.
That's really good for
both of them. That's super good for guards, right? Because you got to take a lot of shots. Yeah, definitely love it. Sorry.
My bad. Looking into the top 50, number 50 points per game, 19.5 on average, and it goes up.
Sheesh.
The top 50. So that just tells you how competitive all these players are, how good and their development might be for their future. I mean, even at 50, you got 19.5.
Yeah,
that goes up the older you get.
Yeah.
The more you learn, the more veteran leadership you can get. I mean, it transcends. We'll see.
Something I've been noticing in the college game as well is typically when you look at college versus NBA, you've got much lower scoring games in the college. And again, early season, whatever, you say what you will, but I just feel like the scoring has been so much higher this season in particular when it comes to these college games.
Oh, yeah.
The scoring is just kind of kind of off the charts in ways that we really haven't seen that much in previous seasons. Lee, what do you think about that? Is the college game getting more NBA-ized in their skill set and the way of play? Like what's leading to all of this additional scoring here?
No, what a way to put it. I remember that the NCAA used to be boasted about because of the high intensity in play. It was a little different from the NBA. In the time I was hearing about it, right? Because they had got a little bit off track with competitiveness, so to speak. Like it seemed like NBA games were starting to look like the All-Star show all the time. Everybody's just trying to score, as you say. Everybody's just trying to be the best with the ball. And where NCAA is kind of falling off from that, but not intentionally, is because, well, this next generation is super talented. Right, so everybody 100%. Can do something super great, or they're tapping into one or two things really greatly. Right, I'm going to dribble and shoot. I'm going to be the best passer and shooter. I'm going to be the best shooter. Or you got Adi Crooks, we were talking about yesterday. Like, I'm going to be the most dominant paint player. I'm not even going to work on a mid range or anything. I don't have to shoot a three. I haven't shot a three all year. Oh wait, did she shoot a three and hit a three? She 1 for 1 from the 3-point. I think this year. So that's right. Interestingly enough, right? Nice. So like. No, these players are so talented these days that I think that's what kind of really raises the bar. And maybe it's not even a lack of intensity or lack of defense on anybody's end, but just a simple inability. Yeah, some people are just getting the best now. And when you got so many different distractions on one team, like you can these days, you can have 4 or 5 pretty great players, not even restricted to the starting 5. Right? Yeah. It's a problem. I honestly like to. When teams do split it up evenly. I don't like when your best 5 players are in the starting 5. The bench has no support at that point. You know what I mean? They come in like, it's like, oh, yeah, we started the game off 20-9, and then next thing you know, the bench came in, and the opposite team went on a 21-3 run, and we wonder why. Because your bench has no backbone or any legs. You're good. So,
And also, speaking of high-scoring games, Warren Wilson lost to Charleston Southern 124-63.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of these last games, like with Iowa State winning, they won 124. I don't remember the exact score, but I just remember Iowa State got 124 points. And, with each generation of basketball players, the game changes in some form of capacity.
Yeah.
So... And also, kind of, if we do look at the greatest of all time, and I won't get too much into that, you go based off of the era that they played in. And, again, going through the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, something about the game changes. Because especially if you look at the three-pointers, like, you mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, these players, their range is just getting further and further away. I mean, it's like, you could potentially add a 4-point line. I'm not saying do it. Don't do it, please. I don't think that would be good for the game.
Throw the game in the trash after that. For sure.
But it just like it shows kind of like that generational growth of all these players coming up through high school and college, and playing in the NBA as we see it now. Because now, like also in NBA, a quick little note on this is like it's a lot of 3-pointers, and everyone seems to be making them.
Yeah, and everybody's getting them exactly. I mean. The name of the game always was drive and kick, but now more so than not, hate to switch back to the NBA, but I want to compare to Noah Senge. You know what I mean? This guy's 7 feet tall and running the floor, and you just kind of step back and retreat back to the 3. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he ran his breaks efficiently too, when he did run them. But there were some times where when the fast break it's thwarted, and you still kind of like. You set up your position. You would think he's going down low and waiting down there instead of going to the 3 when at the baseline. People can sag off you and you're no threat. So, yeah, definitely that's kind of how it is all around with basketball these days. Everybody's waiting at the 3-point line for a clean shot. Does disadvantage sometimes because, I mean, it can be advantageous sometimes as well. Because obviously, like, the defense will get lax just guarding the 3. So a quick back cut will just – spin somebody for a loop. Obviously, you see it. Quick pass is over with. So yeah, definitely. I think that I don't think that it's really about a lack of intensity or defense. Once again, I'll repeat. I think that people are just getting more capable and they want it more.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm gonna put this out there for you, Josh. Here, there's a 6'9" senior out of Stephen F. Austin named Gerald Colonel. And he is averaging 4 blocks a game. What do you make of that? What do you make of that? A 6'9" forward averaging 4 blocks per game.
Averaging 4 blocks a game.
That's some Manu
Victor.
Bull.
That's Victor
Like
Wembanyama.
think of like Manu Bull, like back in his time period. Like that's basically what I can think of, like Mark Eden back in like the 80s.
Yeah.
Like Elmore Smith, like somebody who just plays they just play defense. Like he seems like he has all the right intangibles to be a great defensive player in the NBA. 4 blocks already. As 4 blocks in college, bro. It's like, bro.
He's had 2 games of 6 blocks and 1 game of 5. It looks like, and he's never had less than 2 in a game so far this season.
Mind you, bro, like this is college, so I think, in my opinion, college is low key kind of quick. Even for college football, same thing. It's just college in general is just quicker because everything is like fast paced. So like for you to get blocks in a fast paced system, once he finds his footing in the NBA, because it's more slowed down, and he finds a way to like time his block. Yeah, you don't even got to do much but play defense. He could be a defensive anchor. He's gonna get minutes. Somebody's picking him up.
No, for sure. I mean, different combos of people. You got your Cameron Boozer, you got your Darren Peterson,
Right.
and even JT Toppin wasn't thrown in there. But with Haggerty, Kansas State is at what ranking exactly?
They're not ranked.
They're like, oh shoot. I mean,
I don't think they're ranked.
Okay, 5-3.
Yeah, they're not ranked.
They're not ranked
East,
at
no
all,
doubt, no doubt, right? So you got to wonder, what exactly do you think they need, or should he go somewhere else? Where would you like to see PJ Haggerty with that skill set, man?
I mean, he does have another year of eligibility as a junior.
Yeah,
and he's kind of making his way up it as well. He's taking some turns. He's gone TCU and then Memphis, and he's at Kansas State here. It wouldn't surprise me the way that he plays if he continues this way. If he was to end up going to if he was really making a push for it, and I don't know if they take him, but like a Kentucky or Duke, where they can just kind of get one guy that isn't going to be doing that there, but his scoring ability is very complementary to the other 5 stars that they have on the team. I think it would be taking a step back for him if he went to one of those blue bloods and he'd have to come off the bench. But at the same time, if name recognition and success as a team is something that is a factor for him in his decision, I could see potentially, hey, let's go try and make a run with a team like Duke, come off the bench, and then just kind of show like, hey, this is what I got, this is what I can do. Maybe you're not watching me at Kansas State, but maybe you can see me here.
Yeah, I'll be a reliable role player. What would you like to see him, or maybe even Cameron Boozer? Because I know you said 2 totally different.
Yeah,
people.
he can. I mean, they already have a bunch of good players. Like they have Caden Boozer, his brother, playing for Duke. He's also a really good playmaker, so I feel like they wouldn't need him. Kentucky, sure. Maybe UNC. I think UNC needs a nice guard, especially because they lost Ian Jackson. He's now on. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out St. John's. He's now on St. John's, so like they need a little guard. I do like Michigan. If you could pair him with Elliot Cadeau. Because Elliot Cadeau, an amazing playmaker. I've been watching him like his whole career. Like he's really nice. So like another good playmaker, or even Auburn, you pair him with Todd Petfer or something like that. You just pair him with another guard that facilitates, gets him the ball, and they're still good because Michigan is good, Auburn is good, UNC. They lost Caleb Love, so it's like he's in the draft. He's in Portland doing great things right now, from what I'm hearing. So they need somebody to step up and do their thing. So those teams, I would say he should go to.
Good deal. Your players, you might be selected 1 or 2, but who's somebody you would like to see in a better position? Maybe their skill set could be recognizable somewhere else.
Even though I know this might be a little, just out there, and I know this might be a little bit of a hot take, PJ Haggerty. Kansas State is only because does anyone here see Kansas State winning a title?
No.
Exactly. And if you got a blue blood, like let's just say Kansas or Duke or North Carolina, obviously there's bigger stars on all those teams overall. But if you have him in the middle of that, imagine just how much he would explode on a team that's even better than where he's at right now.
How about it?
Also, the Georgia Bulldogs apparently score 100 points per game. They're offensive leaders.
Really? I gotta check out who they've been playing.
Like this is like
that's not Georgia.
It's the team stats.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That doesn't seem like Georgia basketball typically.
No.
Like they had Ant go there. Like Ant went to Georgia, but
That's the last I did was good. 2020.
So
that was a great time period.
When I was still a college student, I remember going to Coleman Coliseum where the Crimson Tide play basketball, Georgia came, we won 150. You know, that's kind of shows like how Georgia has played over the years, but like 100 per game? That's crazy. As a team? Right there.
Oh wow, I see it now. Yeah, it's in the boat.
That's something I didn't expect.
I like Bama. I like watching.
And on top of that, they're the blocks leaders with 8 per game.
Really? Wow. So they must be pretty big then.
Oh yes.
Where did they come from?
Super surprising to see.
I like watching Alabama this season too because they got Aiden Holloway. I love Aiden Holloway. I love when I say I love Aiden Holloway. I love Aiden Holloway. I've loved this game since he was on Team Why Not in high school.
LeBaron Philon.
I'm a fan.
LeBaron Philon.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a fan. That's my guy.
I miss the Brandon Miller days though.
Got a lot of fun. Got a lot of fun to watch coming up in the NCAA here in a second, right? But next up, we're going to talk about the Blackhawks, right? On thin ice or skating on thin ice, which one is worse? Okay, we've got a lot of problems going on with late game woes. We talk about them when we come back. Blackhawks.
He's right there. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. The last chance to order beer. But we didn't come here to drink beer. We came here to win this ball game.
Chicago's so lucky.
SportsTownChicago.com.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Pizza at your house and you can get it at the store. Uh-oh, here we go. Chicagoland area. Little Caesars is heating up for the summer. Try our new Crazy Puffs. $3.99. Walk-in or delivery. 7 days a week. 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. filled with cheesy mozzarella, pepperoni, pizza sauce, buttery, garlic flavored drizzle, Italian herb and Parmesan seasoning, deep dish Detroit style pizza, $7.99, super cheesy bread, $5.99, hot and ready combo, $12.99, and for your daily deals, go to LitCaesars.com. Oh, Little Caesars with our crazy puffs and cheesy dreams, you light up my soul with your pepperoni schemes. With every slice we share, with every moment we did in this piece of love affair, so you didn't hear that just here. You don't want to miss out on these delicious deals. Visit your Chicagoland area Little Caesars today. Cheese, cheese, cheese.
Nobody does food better than our friends south of the border. If you're looking for delicious, authentic Mexican food in Chicagoland's backyard, check out the Topos restaurant. Try their quesadillas, burritos, or my favorite, the 3-taco combo with steak and extra chipotle salsa.
Muy caliente!
They even have breakfast for early risers. Topos is the highest rated Mexican restaurant in Naperville on Yelp. Once you try it, you'll understand why. Visit totoposnaperville.com for their menu, special offers, and online ordering on Grubhub. Pickup or delivery. Topos Restaurant, open nightly until 8:30, closed on Sundays, located next to the Jewel on Aurora Avenue in Naperville. Experience fresh, homemade Mexican at the Topos Restaurant.
I got an affordable family-owned restaurant for you that won't cost you an arm and a lamb. It's Goodies in River Grove. My Goodies order never changes. A gyros, not a gyro. Smothered in sauce and hot fries on the side for less than $9. If I'm really starved, I'll add a chicken kebab to my order. Looking for more? Try a juicy cheeseburger, Chicago-style hot dogs, or a toasty corned beef meal. I can walk in 7 days a week, dine with my family, or call 708-583-1700. Pick it up and enjoy it at home. Can't stop in? Not a problem. Goodies delivers through Grubhub, DoorDash, and Seamless. Goodies is located at Cumberland, Belmont, River Grove. Goodies bring authentic Greek food to the Chicago.
It's the summer of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. To reach peak summer mode, you need your summer coffee, like a smooth new s'mores frozen Dunkin' coffee, a refreshing butter pecan iced coffee, or a sweet coconut cream pie cold brew. What could be better than iced frozen coffee on a hot summer day? Nothing. Dunkin' Donuts has all your favorite flavors this summer. So come enjoy the summer of coffee and keep cool out there, kids. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Looking for a great bargain? Want to find cool collectibles? Need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swap-O-Rama. 3 great locations, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Melrose Park in Ulsan, with hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, electronics, and much, much more. Have stuff for sale? Become a Swap-O-Rama vendor and turn your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to swap-o-rama.com. Swap-O-Rama, the first name in flea markets.
Back to your home for sports. Here's your SportsTownChicago.com.
Update. 9:25 p.m. I'm Lee Sanders with your SportsTownChicago.com update. Powered by the Illinois Media School. If interested in a career in media, go to beonair.com. Bears have a breakout defender in Ashawn Wright. This just in, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Month. He was honored after recording 19 tackles, 6 passes defended, 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and a forced fumble in the month of November. Veteran DJ Moore was also named a nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award thanks to his on-field professionalism and strong community work. Bears are heading to big showdown with the Green Bay Packers with a 9-3 record and top seeding on the line. They are, however, the top seed in the NFC. Cubs are reportedly reconnecting with free agent veteran Alex Bregman in an effort to shore up offense after losing their 2025 middle of the order bag. As the 2026 offseason looms, the Cubs are exploring multiple relievers and starting pitcher targets. Blackhawks lineup questions as opposing veterans return for upcoming games. With the return of veteran defenseman Drew Doughty to the lineup for an upcoming game versus the Blackhawks, Chicago could face stiffer competition, a challenge as they try to stabilize and avoid giving up a late period breakdown. NCAA Illini had a 4-game win streak snapped, but still are a ranked team. Illinois dropped to number 14 in the AP poll, coming off a 74-61 loss at UConn, but they're still 5-2 on the season, holding their position. This has been your SportsNowChicago.com. Brought to you by the Illinois Media School. Interested in the career in media? I gotta do it all. I can't.
That might have gone in off a Grizzly. We'll see. But that's how Vegas ties it to the chance. Here's Eichel. Maybe this is the chance. In front, Theodore is robbed by Spencer Knight. The rebound goes in. 60 minutes complete, and we haven't settled anything.
And we are back here on Sportstown Chicago, the DonLee Show. And we've still got our guests with us. We've still got Adam. We've still got Josh. And we are going to be talking here about the late game woes of the Chicago Blackhawks as of late. And truthfully, fellas, what I think of when I see the Hawks past, let's see, 7 games here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so they've got in their last 7 games, they've lost 6 of them. 2 of them have been in overtime, 1 going to a shootout. And what is a common denominator in a lot of these games here is blowing late either leads in the third period or the fact that they're taking a lead into the end of the period and they're just giving away these goals late. And so I don't know what to think of it. I don't know if they're gassed. I don't know if it's just defensive, not making those defensive adjustments late in the period. But this is a problem for the Hawks that just is not really going in their way right now. They've got a lot of issues currently. They're 11-9-6, which is not bad. They're 5th in the Central. But Adam, what do you think about the fact that the Hawks are just kind of giving up these late period goals? That's their biggest kryptonite.
Well, sadness, if you want to be real, but all in all, though, it's like if you have the momentum swinging your way, you would think that they would be, keep on pounding the Knights, pounding, Nashville and Minnesota, but at the end of the day, it could be, a factor of fatigue as well, because if you use all the energy that you got in the first 2 quarters, 2 positives make a negative, right?
Yeah. I don't
2
know.
negatives make a positive.
I need to go back to school.
I was gonna say that Alabama education comes in.
Hey, redneck engineering.
There we go.
No, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's like you do well and you do well. You keep building the momentum again. At the same time, you think you have it, but with a common denominator with in all sports is that if you do this, there's a setback.
Yeah.
And with this, especially with the last, losses, the amount of losses that they had, it's like you kind of see that factor.
Yeah, Lee, you've got some injury update for the Hawks. They've got a veteran defenseman coming back pretty soon, right?
Totally.
Yeah, and that's the big thing when it comes to That's the big thing when it comes to the defense here on the Hawks is they've got a very young roster. And truthfully, when you're looking throughout the roster, you see a lot of recent picks that have come on. You look for Leshinov, right? He's in his second year here with the Hawks. He's just 20 years old. And when he's getting these big-time minutes, he's going up against some of these elder wings in the league. And sometimes when you're gassed and you've been out there for a while, it's difficult to be able to sustain an entire period, especially when you're getting pushed back out at the end of the period. You're getting pushed back out here at the end of the period, and all of a sudden these guys who have been in the NHL for 10 years, they know how to turn it on just like that. And then all of a sudden you're gassed, you're down by near the net, and we saw it in the Golden Knights game the other night where it's just being out of position. The fact that you're just standing in the wrong position near the net, they're going to take advantage of that, aim it off the skate, and boom, it's going in, and all of a sudden we got a tie game here. So, I mean, hopefully some veteran defensive presence can come in and help out the Hawks here. But as of right now, it's been a struggle, and I think the Hawks have been better on defense so far this year. But clearly there is a clear weakness, and I think that's a good thing. And I'll go back to you here, Lee. Do you think that it's a good thing that it's such a clear and obvious thing that they can fix, rather than having to search for answers? It's clear. End of the period. That's our struggle. Do you think that that's a good thing here for the Hawks?
Well, for sure. Activating Lauren.
They got some funky names, let me tell you.
Lauren Brassard, getting him back in the game. He's suspected around the 10th. They'll look good for him. You got Nick Foligno back with a hand injury December 13th, right? So a couple of injuries coming off of the reserve. Andre, what you said, Burakovsky, and Frank Lazar should make an interesting turn, because you never want to be the team that's down on availability. Somebody told me that availability is the best ability.
It is.
I mean, it is. So,
and to add on to that, I mean, you don't want to have a team that's surrounded by one player, because that just shows, that'll basically expose that whole team. Yeah. For example, Alex Ovechkin, right? He was the Capitals. I mean, obviously very old now. He's got over 900 goals now. But, for a while, he was the guy. If he was gone, Washington was not good. So, to add on to that, you're absolutely right. Having players like big name players who are coming back for that said team, whoever that is, it'll make a big impact. So,
yeah, and you were talking earlier, Adam, about the fact that going off of that, you can't just have one guy. You were saying earlier you think that Bedard and Nazar are kind of reminding you a little bit of Taves and Kane. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, again, they're still very young. They still got to develop more. But the longer you have these guys potentially on the same line, or maybe even separating a little bit, the more that chemistry builds. Now, obviously, Taves and Kane was, huge for that era from 07 to 18 or 19. And, to go on to that with Frank Nazar and Bedard, they got that potential to just not only develop more, but to show that they got even more in the bag in their future.
Yeah, and I think when we look at the Hawks, it's almost nice that this is the place that they're at currently in terms of their losing. Because when you look at the past few years, they've been getting blown out. Right. It hasn't even been close. I think it is a step in the right direction. I think we can see this in a lot of different teams, whether that's football or basketball, where you go from the point where you're the team that doesn't have a chance. You're just showing up and you're like, man, I hope we can score some goals today. You go from that to, hey, we're leading. We're taking it. We have a chance to win in almost every single game that we play.
Definitely.
Now we just got to hold on to it.
Last 5 games, only one was decided by more than a goal. So 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 1-0, and 1-5-3 loss. Very, very much so ridiculous. You can sense either a loss of grip or just I don't think it's constantly being out-edged, but yeah,
Yeah, and you'll have some of those games in there where it's just kind of like, man, what's going on here? Like the other night they lost 9-3 in Buffalo. But you'd see that a little bit more commonly in the past few years, whereas now we're going to overtime. Now we got to close out in overtime, but at least we're taking it the full 60 minutes plus.
I will say, I mean, if you look at Anaheim, they've been kind of at the the bottom of the dumpster of the NHL for a while, but then they hired Joe Quenneville, and now they're almost at the top of the Western Conference.
I want Joel back, man. I no shade on Blashill, but Joel Quinn-Valera was just different in Chicago.
I remember those days, man. It was beautiful. But also at the same time, Quenneville's coaching style was more, friendly to the veterans as opposed to like the younger guys. Just because, when he came in, Taze and Kane were still young, but they were at least, they're about 2 years in. They kind of knew what was going on so that, Quenneville can just build off of that. And especially when you have a young Duncan Keith, a young Brett Seabrook, Dustin Bufflin, Andrew, I can go over all the names, but it just shows also that development is key.
Yeah. And I think that's a strength of Blashill. He's coming in and he was previously, I believe he was the head coach at Rockford for quite a few years. And he's got experience in the AHL where he's developing players. And I think, I'm not saying he's not the right man for the job right now. It's just, that winning, you want to see, since they're so close, you want to see them being pushed over the edge a little bit more and actually getting into the point of contention. And they've got the pieces, right? They've got the scoring. They've got the goaltending. Spencer Knight has been, on fire this season. And I feel bad that his goal against average isn't as high as it should be with the performances that he's doing. Y'all couldn't see it on the audio that we played, but that final goal that tied it up against Vegas, he made 3 saves in the span of 2 seconds, and it was just the fourth one that just happened to go in. And it's incredible that he made that many to begin with.
And it shows why Spencer Knight was drafted in the first round. Now, normally goaltenders don't go in the first round; they usually go a little bit later.
Unless you're a really good goaltender.
You need to prove that, day in, day out, you only let in maybe a goal, maybe 2 on a couple of nights, and then a lot of shutouts.
Yeah, look at Marc-Andre Fleury. He was the number 1 overall pick in his class. And
he showed why.
Yeah.
And, God bless the flower. He was a great goaltender.
Loved having him.
Greatest Blackhawk of all time.
I wouldn't say that.
No, it was a joke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but hopefully, the Hawks can tune up. They've got a few more games. They've got 2 against the Kings coming up here in Los Angeles. So we'll see if they've made any adjustments. Maybe it'll be a post All-Star break thing. What you got, Lee?
What is this? A 3-game road trip or against the Kings? They have somebody else after that too.
Yeah, so it's a 4-game trip right now. They got Vegas and then 2 at the Kings, and then they got Anaheim. It's currently underway, scoreless in the first, so we'll see if they're able to jump out ahead like they've been doing. But the Kings are a good team. I think playing them 2 times in a row out there is going to be good for them.
Also, getting Drew Doughty back for the Kings just gives that boost for the defense.
Yeah,
one of the best defensive players on the West Coast.
Yeah, and so again, you've got that good defense that you're going up against. Iron sharpens iron. Hopefully, with these midseason adjustments, we're still in the first half of the season. Oh, yeah. I'd say once we turn the page over to January into a new year, hopefully going into that All-Star break, even though I do believe it's a little bit expanded this year, yeah, it is. It's basically the whole month of February they're off for, I believe that's the World Cup there for.
Also, they got the Winter Olympics.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, the Winter Olympics, not the World Cup there. But yeah, so hopefully that doesn't kill any momentum. It's tough to tell where you want to peak in this season, but I just kind of want to see continued progress. And it's a privilege to have these kind of roadblocks that you have to overcome because it shows the resilience, it shows the grit of your team, and having it this early in the season, hopefully, some of these obvious problems that the Hawks have, they're able to overcome and come back to the winning Blackhawks hockey that we know and love here in Chicago.
Most definitely, they got a good potential against the Kings. Definitely, they seem evenly matched, and they weren't too far off the total goals and things of that nature, win-loss column. So I'm wishing the best too.
Yeah. Also with Blashill, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I guess there's a certain period to how long the honeymoon phase for having a new head coach will last. Now, will they keep losing? Will they keep losing? Will they start adding wins? This will kind of determine where Blashill's stance is with the Blackhawks, and overall, just how things are going to be throughout the season.
Yeah, is he the man, or do we have to move on from him? Exactly. We will see. Once again, folks, that is our show for tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much to our guests. Make sure to check out the 5th quarter on Chicago Sports Town here. Fellas, one more time, where can the people find you? Josh, start us off. Where can people find you on the handles?
Find me, TikTok, my full gang over 2 of. Instagram, _Gango with 5 O's. YouTube, My Fault Gango. Twitch, Trap Gango. And that's on my socials right there.
Fantastic. Adam, where can the people find you?
You can find me at slim_SHNADY on Instagram, slim_Schnady.
Fantastic. Lee, where can the good people find you, my man? Say it one more time. I didn't hear you on that.
Be like boy, ROGEODI on any platform. You know what I'm talking about? Put the hashtag that underscore before it.
Make sure to follow him. He's up and coming here. For me, it's Matt_D14 on Twitter. Once again, folks, thank you very much for tuning into tonight's show. Have a great rest of your night and drive home safely. We'll see you. Peace.